want to go see him. And when we are doing these things for God, it's great. Not only is it fulfilling for us, but it's also fulfilling for God. And so, something else I want to go through is, how do you see God in His love? Some people see it through Jesus holding old people, or let's call it a grandpa or grandma going to heaven. Maybe it's through our kids or through our children. And so, God's love, however you see it, is real to me. Especially, it's real to me, and it's real to many people around us. For me, I experience God's love every day through my friends, through my family, and it's through the little things. It's through the little occurrences and coincidences that I feel that God is there in His presence. The verse I had before, way back there, is from Hebrews. Keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have, because God has said, "Never will I leave you, never will I forsake you." And God has always been there. He's always been there, even if we don't look to Him. Even if we put Him aside, even if we turn away from Him, God has always been there. And He's always saying, "Come back to me. Come back to my love for you." Now, God has a plan for you. This is one of my favorite verses in the Bible. And it's Jeremiah 1, 5, 29, 11, 1, 5, and also 29, 11 to 14. And it goes, "I know the plans, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and future. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart, and I will be found by you, declares the Lord, and I will bring you back from captivity." I love this. Let's break this down. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. That's one of the biggest things to me. I think it's so beautiful. Before God stitched you together, wove you together in your mother's womb, He knew you. He knew the number of hairs on your head. He knew exactly how you would turn out. He knew that you would have your mother's eyes. He knew that you would have your father's nose. He knew all those things about you. He knew that you'd be funny, you'd be charming. He knew that you'd be the most interesting person on the planet. He knew all these things about you even before you were born. He knew you. He knew the plans, right? "I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you hope in the future." And I think that we've all known and we've all gone through things that have hurt us. Let's talk about relationships again. We've all gone through relationships that we've had our hearts broken. We've come through that and we've learned from it, right? We've learned that I don't want someone who cheats on me. I don't want someone who's seeing two people at the same time. I don't want someone who doesn't understand me or who doesn't want to take the time out for me, right? We've learned these things. And so, I know the plans I have for you. Even though these things that have hurt us, we've grown from them. The things that God's given us, those challenges, those heartbreaks, all those things, they're not to hurt us or to break us down. They're here for us to learn from, to draw strength from, to know more about ourselves even. One of my friends, Father Francis, he has this great saying, and it's that God reveals who you are as you draw closer to Him. And so it's when you come closer to God that He tells you and He shows you through experiences, through people, through all these different things, who you are and who you are to become. And so God has a plan, right? And I love this last part where it says, "You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. I will be found by you, declares the Lord, and will bring you back from captivity." And this is great to me because it's not God saying, "I won't be found by you if you seek with me or seek me half-heartedly." Only with our whole heart, only when we put our whole self into it, will we find Him. Only when we say, "All right, God, I'm not too sure what's going on here, but I'm going to put my trust in you. I'm going to lay it all down on the line. I'm going to go all out on this. I'm all in. I'm all in on this." Only then will He be found by us. Only then will He reveal Himself to us. It's when we take that leap, that leap of faith, when God says, "All right, you've met me halfway. Now I'm coming to you," right? "And I will bring you back from captivity." if you think about it, we're all captives right now in this world. This world, is anyone like Switchfoot? Switchfoot? I love Switchfoot. There's a song that goes on, we were meant to live for so much more. We lost ourselves. How's it go? We were meant to live for so much more. We lost ourselves. And it goes on to say, we are more than the wars of our father.
You sing it, Durham.
Sing the whole thing.
All right. No. We were worth more than our fathers. We were worth more than the sins of our fathers. But we lost ourselves. We got trapped in this world. If you think about it, like credit cards, for instance. Whoa, credit cards. We got trapped in credit cards, and we're trapped in our debt, right? Or we're trapped in bad relationships. Or we're trapped in our jobs. We're trapped in this world that we can't get out of it. But God, and we're trapped in sin. And so God, He's saying, I will set you free, because I am the way, the truth, and the light. I will set you free when you choose to accept me, when you choose to love me. And when God returns our love, it's amazing. It's so beautiful. And so, I have a story. It's one of my favorite stories to tell. Does anyone know what this picture is of?
Weaving.
Needlepoint, yes. It's a tapestry that's being woven. And this goes back to God's plan. This is the story of God's plan. God has a plan for us, and we go through things in life that are kind of funky, right? Anyway, so here's the story. This looks kind of, I don't know what this is, right? It's just a mess. This is kind of like a bunch of string. It's a bunch of, I don't know, it's a bunch of string. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what's going to become. I don't know where or how it's gonna hang. It's kind of a mess. It's kind of like chaos right now. It's just something kind of that, right? And so, imagine this. Imagine a young boy with his grandfather, and they go to this museum, and they go walk in, and they say, "Hey, Grandpa. What is that hanging there? I don't know what it is." And it's his tapestry, and it's the back of it, and it's completely just chaos. It's string all over. I don't know if you know how to make a tapestry, but it's back in the day when they didn't have screen printing, they would take the string and they would poke it in here for the yellow string, and if there was string or if there was gold needed on top, you would take it all the way through the back, all the way to the top, and then out again, and more on this side. And so on the back of a tapestry, it looks like chaos. There's all these tufts of color, all these tufts of string that's kind of poking out everywhere. It's just kind of a mess. But when you look at the other side, then you see what it really is. You see it's a beautiful castle, or it's a knight fighting for his lady, right? And so the next picture is this is what it's supposed to be. And the metaphor for this is that life is kind of like this. Like, we don't know what's going on, right? It's kind of messy. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. This is life. Sometimes it's dirty. Sometimes it sucks. Sometimes it's a mess. But only sometimes God gives us the grace to see it from the other side.